Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. It has been a minute, but we are back with the new Apex Coliseum here in Marvel Contest of Champions. And the first boss that we have for this mode is Prowler. This is a fairly tough fight, I will say. We've got the Bust a Groove node and the Giving Chase node that are the main issues here, in addition to just the primary things that we have to deal with Prowler's kit. So with Bust a Groove, we are going to be getting a 100% chance to evade or be evaded with all of our attacks for a period of time for 15 seconds, and then Prowler switches to a 100% chance to miss with special attacks that you're going to be hitting. You can bypass these issues by parrying, and that is going to give yourself a buff, either a pursuit buff for 20 seconds or a vigilance buff, and that's going to help you take care of those things. Now, one other thing to bear in mind with Prowler is he can also cause you to miss outside of those windows. So whenever Prowler throws a special attack, you are going to falter pretty much every time you punish his special, unless you have a character that is immune to that effect. So here I decided to bring in Photon. Her medium attacks cannot miss all of the time, and then when she is in her pure light form, she cannot miss at all. Now you see I just made a mistake there, because I tried to do, like, right as I was punishing his special, I went into a medium and then followed up with a light, but he was still able to make sure that I was missing in that time period. So you want to be really, really careful with how you're punishing. Now this second time here, I did have the vigilance buff up, so I was able to successfully punish, and you don't have to worry about it at all. So if you are outside of that evade phase, I find this to be really straightforward, especially with someone like Photon. So here I activated my SP3. That's going to make it so that when I finish this current set of pure light form, I can ramp up my charges up to 30 instead of 25. That's going to give me a longer period of time where I'm able to stay in pure light form and bypass that miss all throughout the time. Now, I don't find Prowler's SP1 or SP2 to be too particularly difficult to deal with, especially when you have a miss counter, but I generally try to keep him to his SP1 just because it is the safer one for me to deal with personally. So now there you see I did a couple of parries, wanted to make sure that I was in the pursuit mode because he's got the evade phase going on right now, and now we're building back up our charges to hopefully get into another set of pure light form. And the last couple hits there do end up missing because he'd gone into the untouchable phase. I've got the vigilance back up and we can successfully punish. I was just trying to make sure that he went right back to his SP1. And I wanted to be in that pursuit for when he was ticking over into the evade phase. So a bit of a slow build up, and honestly a slow burn for the most part with the entire fight. Back up to 27 charges, 28 now, about to go into pure light form again, and the foot damage is going to start getting a lot better once that takes place. Just missed the timing there for the switch over to the unstoppable phase. Would have been really nice to just get the punish right there, but it's fine. Now we're just cooking. So once you are in pure light, I find I generally want to just try to maintain the pursuit if possible, just because that way, if he switches over to evade mode like he just did right there, it's not going to be any problem. And you're able to bypass the miss with just the elements of your kit in general, and you're good to go. Now trying to get some overloads going on Prowler, that way we can get some additional red numbers. Not trying to get too fancy today, but Photon does get the job done nicely. This does end up being my best attempt here for the day. Photon is just such a great character, but I do think that if I had known the qualities of some champions that I'm going to feature a little bit later in the video, I think that I would have gotten more bars with them later on. Now we're just about to 5 health bars. Once we have that, we're going to start triggering the additional challenge for this. This is a new one for this round of Apex Coliseum, so you want to make sure you either hit Prowler with the heavy attack, you see I just did right there, or you want to activate your striker. Oh, ended up getting clipped there and took a decent amount of damage. I'm also faltered right now, which is not ideal. Just try to slow it down, get back to where I need to be. Getting back up to another pure light form now. Was able to knock him down, complete that challenge. Now we're just about to go back into pure light form and hopefully get cooking again. Oh, well, he clipped me. And there we go. Nice big SP2. Heading back into the untouchable phase, and Photon does not care. Very easy heavy punish there when Photon is in pure light form as well, so that really helps with the challenge that we're having to deal with. Now I've got the Striker back online, so I should be good with that as well. There we go, Striker completes the challenge, and we just keep on cooking. Overall, very, very pleased with how Photon does for this fight, and she's just such a great character. Definitely a rank 5 contender for me going forward in the future. I think we're about to be dying, though. Then we'll move on to the next clip right afterwards. I think I get to 8 health bars, though, so that's pretty fun. There we go. And we're about to go down. Oh. All right, now we're going into another attempt here. This one with my rank 4 Yelena Belova. Yelena is pretty good for this fight. The main thing, you're going to need to make sure you're being very careful about watching what phase Prowler is in until you, if your Yelena is awakened, until you go into elimination mode, at which point all of your hits are going to bypass both miss and evade, and you're going to get a good period of guaranteed critical strikes, and you're able to do a decent amount of damage. I don't often use Yelena on offense, so there are probably some things I could be doing here that are going to be making the fight go more smoothly. But one of the it's because Prowler has those non-contact medium attacks, you very rarely can you get good parries on his hits in you, or get good parries that are going to stun him when he's attacking you. So as a result, it's kind of hard for Yelena to get those heavy attacks in. Pretty much, unless you have the vigilance buff and you're punishing a special, you're not going to have a lot of great openings, unless you're punishing the heavy, I suppose. That does work. Here, I eat the SP2, and it's just tricky. That's one thing why I generally try to keep Prowler going to SP1, just because that SP2 can hit so very hard. Now here I've gone into my first elimination mode, and we're going to be starting to do now. We don't have to worry about what buff we have, either vigilance or the pursuit, and we're just good to go to town. Now, the nice thing about Yelena as well, when she does her SP2, she's going to be giving herself some additional combo, and that helps prolong that elimination phase a little bit. But basically, this one is a very straightforward fight. You're just trying to monitor the buff that you have when you're outside of elimination mode, and then getting back up into elimination mode as quickly as possible so that you can make sure you're taking him down. One thing that is nice about Yelena in this mode, though, is whenever you're getting Prowler past a 50% threshold on any health bar, you should be getting that 50 combo that Yelena will get, which is going to help push you back up to that mode quicker. Here we go, get the switch over into the vigilance. Do manage to get the heavy punish there while he's in the untouchable phase, and I've got that vigilance. Probably should have just hit him with the SP2 there. And there we go. Got a bunch more combo again. We're getting ready to switch back into our next elimination mode. Accidentally trigger the reversal there. Now, in the timeline of my progress of this fight today, I actually did this Yelena fight before the Photon fight that I previously showed, but I was kind of pulling up all the nodes and everything right before I was recording that Photon fight, and so we decided to do that one first. So I definitely have improved in my performance in this fight over the course of the day, for which I'm very glad. Like I said, it is a challenging fight. I wish everyone the best of luck as you're getting through it. And that's one reason why I wanted to get out the video on this, just to help show some various options. Because the new curated pool is fairly tough. Unless you have, I mean, like, you know, there are some pretty good options for it, I will say. Thank goodness he did not punish me there when I attacked into his falter. And get another heavy punish to get that extra combo. There we go. And that time I have the forethought to actually throw the SP2. Getting ready to go into my final elimination mode of the fight now. Yeah, I should have just gone right for it. Since I'm in elimination mode, I could have just punished that special attack from him, no problem. It's just the node has me worried, I think. And just not fully trusting. There we go. That time I did just go for the punish. Throw the other SP2. Get him over 5 bars, and now we are into the challenge phase. But we are actually getting right close to the tail end of this fight because I accidentally pushed Prowler to SP3. And he is kind enough to just take me right out. Alright, and now we will be coming back here in just a sec with another option. So here we have probably one of my favorite options for this fight, and it is Okoye. She is so very, very good. The ensnare debuff that she gets just by evading Prowler is going to shut down 50% of the problems that this fight can give you when he has that 100% evade. Instead, no he doesn't. Instead, all you have to do is focus on maintaining that vigilance for the most part, and you're good to go. It is very, very consistent, although I will say, I struggle a little bit with using Okoye personally, and so I don't get quite as many health bars with her, but the fights are by far faster than the previous two. So I'm like, I get through fewer health bars, but it doesn't take me nearly as long. So it's just kind of a push and pull. How do you want to go for it? And honestly, you might have better luck than I do, because I'm not always the best player. So Prowler is going to be bleed immune, so that is going to be a problem with the fight, because Okoye does want, normally she would want to be doing the bleeds and the shocks, but it's not that big of a deal. Because I believe when Okoye would be able to inflict the bleeds in, she can just double up on the shocks, if I am correct. Let me double check. So the way that it works, when you would be adding a bleed and it is prevented by an immunity, you actually refresh 4 of the shock debuffs that are going to be on Prowler. So that's helping keep those shocks on there for longer. Now, the more you know. There we go. Managed to dex and get off my special 2. I'd much rather do that than get this SP3 for the most part. And he falters me. Unfortunate. Really just want to get him and get in with that heavy during that, like after I get that SP2, so that I can refresh the duration of all my shocks. At least 10 of them, anyway. And here, Okoye goes down. Like I said, quick fight with her, but I don't do it particularly well. I do recommend using her for the fight, though. She is pretty straightforward and fast, so. And lastly, this one was crazy. So this is my rank 1 Gamora, and she is so incredibly good for this fight. Gamora, I was not familiar with your game, and very, very happy to see how well she does here. But started hearing through the grapevine that she was a good option and decided to give her a try, and ended up getting my last like 12 health bars of Prowler for this sole challenge with Gamora specifically. It was just very smooth, very consistent, but basically the way that it works is when Gamora is activating her SP3, she is going to give herself a buff. I believe it's True Sense. Let me just quick pull it up and check. Gamora SP3. True Strike buff, and whenever she hits with a heavy attack, she's going to refresh the duration of her buff. So the True Strike makes it so that she can't be auto-blocked, she can't be evaded, she's ignoring armor and resistance, and then as a special ability that Gamora has, when she has 8 or more buffs, the enemy cannot miss her. So she ramps up very quickly. I mean, especially if you have the Gamora relic on her, she's going to be doing a really good job. Here you can see I've just got my SP3. I'm up to something like, 10 buffs. And after this, like basically it has just shut off all of the nodes of this fight. It's just Prowler. Like I'm just fighting him. I can punish every special. And I highly recommend you just start punishing specials with the heavy to refresh the duration of your buffs. And then you can just start wailing on him. Gamora. The damage just gets better and better and better over the course of the fight as you build up more and more of these buffs. So you're going to get more Furies, you're going to get more Cruelties, the crits are going to hit harder. It's just incredibly effective here. Let's toss out a heavy and refresh those buffs. And here, like because you do not have to care at all about the pursuit or the vigilance buff that you have on you. So you are freely able to parry Prowler and re-parry him in order to actually get a parry stun. And then if you want to, you can just get the heavy and refresh the duration of your buffs and keep on going. It is so consistent. Highly, highly recommend. And again, this is my rank 1 Gamora. You can see right now we haven't done a whole lot of damage yet, but just wait and see. Gets pretty good. There we go. Not bad hits right there. Refresh my buffs. Keep on going. Reparry. Move in. And refresh the buffs. Just keep on going. Couldn't be easier. And I mean, these are just basic combo hits right now. 46,000 on the heavy attack right there. Very, very good. Yeah, that was a 100,000 damage special 2. Got some good armor breaks on him as well. And throw the striker into heavy to refresh those buffs again. Now, I mean, like you can see, we're really stacking up the buffs. Up to 19 Cruelties, 25 Furies. And then we just keep that True Sense going the entire time. True Strike, sorry, not True Sense. Got a little close there to some buffs expiring. Sometimes I do have a couple fall off, I believe. And there, that was over 110,000 with the SP2 that time. Really, really effective. Again, I can't say it enough, this is a rank 1 Gamora. So hopefully you guys have her. She's going to be very, very effective for this fight. Pretty much just shuts the entire thing down. As long as you are patient, you will have every chance to get through it with this particular character. Cannot recommend them enough. And there, I do end up taking the hit, and we die. All right, now we are coming back after having gone through all of those different fight options. I have finished getting all of the milestones for the event, and you know what? I decided to spend some of those resources. So first off, I let my son do some of the openings for my 7 stars. I had 2 7 stars and the 7-star Nexus to get to open. From the 7 stars, I did get a first-time awakening on my 7-star Kindred. Really excited about that. From the Nexus, I ended up getting SIGs on my rank 3 Cyclops. Both of the other options were max SIG. My rank 1 max SIG Black Panther OG, and then a max SIG on my Onslaught, who's already rank 4 SIG 200. So we decided to go for the Cyclops SIGs. But here I decided we are going to have some fun and spend some of these resources that I got. I did also just get my Awakening Gem today from the calendar, and I happened to pull a Cosmic. So for the most part, I was thinking I had 2 main options. I was thinking either my boy here, Cull Obsidian, have him right at rank 2 right now, unawakened, haven't really used him a whole lot, wasn't really sure if I was wanting to take him up, but you know who I really do want to take up? And it is this guy right here, my boy Heimdall, and we're going to go ahead and awaken him. Let's see, do we have any Sig Stones to give him? Not really. We'll just keep him at Sig 1 for right now. But we're going to do it. Heimdall goes to rank 4. Oh, we needed to go to the stash. Let's go ahead and rank him up. This is going to be it for me for the video today, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Best of luck in the new Apex Coliseum fight. I hope you all have a really good time against Prowler. Let me know if there are any other champions that we should recommend to the community. And please like the video if you did. Please subscribe to the channel. I'd love to hear from you again going forward in the future. I'm going to try to get out some more videos as we have Solo Coliseum going on further, and maybe some other account stuff coming in the near future. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.